Good morning, gang. Happy Monday. So, as things get more expensive, I don't care if you want to call it gasoline or electricity or food or widgets or whatever, okay? At least we still have it available to us. Now, whether or not we can afford it, it's still there. And you guys see the same things I do. You know, people are putting groceries on credit cards or their gasoline is being financed. The payday loan business is booming at this point, okay, which is scary. And Americans, at least, are getting into debt badly again. They're trying to maintain, that's the problem. They're trying to maintain their lifestyle. They're not coping with inflation and scaling back lifestyle. But things are getting more expensive for us. That's what we're seeing. What do you think is going to happen when it isn't just more expensive anymore? It isn't available anymore. Okay, and I'm talking on a worldwide basis here. Over the weekend, there was an interesting story out of Poland. Uh, Mind you, it's August. It's still summer. Okay, people in Poland were waiting in line for 3 days to get coal. Now, coal is the major heat source and major electric source in Poland. Poland produces a lot of their own coal, a lot of coal mines in Poland. But based on cost, they also import a bunch from Russia, which of course has been shot down here lately. So the price of coal has gone up. Now, the amount of coal available is starting to drop. Okay. I want you to think about this. How desperate would you be? What would you do if it was 10 degrees outside and you had no way to heat yourself, to keep your kids warm? Okay. Or if there wasn't any food available. Fortunately for a lot of us, we have contingency plans to deal with that. We're the 1%, guys. 99% of the world has nothing in the way of a contingency plan that will last them more than maybe a week or two. And I'm talking about that's just the food that they have in their pantry that they picked up over the weekend at the grocery store. All right. They certainly don't have much in the way of a backup plan for power or heat or anything like that going over the winter. So, what happens when the white knight comes walking in and says, I've got food, you just need to do this? I've got propane, I've got coal, I've got whatever, you just need to do this. How many people are going to capitulate? Most. That's the scary part, okay? And I know I talk about this a lot. So goes Europe, so goes the United States. And believe me, there are plenty of people in society, some on the channel, who don't believe me. If Europe falls, which it every day it looks more and more like it's going to, the euro is crashing. Okay, the people don't have electricity, they don't have heat, food, whatever. The food we're hearing some of, but not as much as the power issues. When Europe falls, who's going to be there to pick up the pieces? That's going to be another battle. Right? And that's going to be, I wouldn't say a diplomatic battle, but it's going to be a political battle. China, of course, wants it. The United States, of course, needs to do something. But Russia's on the doorstep. Okay, this is in their backyard. They are the ones that have the ability and the means to go in and start changing things quickly, turning on the gas, bringing in the coal, bringing in the food, whatever it would be. All for the, you just need to bow down and kiss my feet. Unfortunately, the United States has done a great job for 30 years now, since the fall of the Soviet Union, of pushing Russia away. And that is simply because we have a bunch of people, politicians, whose heads stuck in the Cold War. Okay. I mean, I served during the Cold War. My head is not stuck in the Cold War. Things do change. Okay. Politicians have tunnel vision. Okay. Remember, they talk a lot about stuff that they don't know anything about. We can talk about all their AR-14s and their 50 caliber magazines, right? Uh, you know, idiots. What happens? Russia's aligned with China. Saudi Arabia is aligning themselves with China. Iran is aligned with China and Russia. I mean, when Europe starts falling and Russia, China there to pick up the pieces, there is the beginning of globalism that the NWO does not expect. Okay? Sure, everybody talks about the World Economic Forum. Everybody talks about the New World Order. There's one that's potentially coming. It ain't the one that Bezos and Hillary and all these clowns want. Okay? That, the third coming, if you will, is Xi Jinping. And when China comes, along with Russia in tow, and just walks right through Europe, and Europe has no ability, because they have no guns, to stand up for themselves, it's one of those, would you rather die on your feet or live on your knees? And there's a lot of people there who are going to be perfectly happy to live on their knees. Then, as I've said many times, the only thing that stands between the worldwide communism, worldwide globalism, is the Second Amendment. That's it. Guys, that's how fragile this world is, okay? Because globalism can't work without the United States. The United States is the breadbasket of the world. Europe, China, a fallen Europe, okay, which would mean primarily the United Nations, okay? Peacekeeping troops, as you want to laugh at that name, would be the enemy invaders, okay, along with whatever German, French, Italian, Belgian, whatever troops, okay, Chinese, Russian, certainly, would come to U.S. soil. How many people in the U.S. would rather live on their knees than die on their feet? Oh, there's gonna be a lot at the beginning. And there's gonna be a lot of those who are going to die on their knees too, because you didn't do exactly what I told you to do, however legal, illegal it's going to be. Prepping is a lot more than beans, bullets, and band-aids, okay? Stocking up for your family. Sure, that's important. That's the basis. But as I've said many times, you're not going to sit on the porch and watch the world disintegrate in front of you. You're going to be an active participant, whether you're 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85. You're going to be doing something. And it's going to be tough. And a lot of people are going to die. A lot of us are going to die. I'm sorry, that's just a dose of reality there. You have to be knowledgeable, you have to be prepared mentally that this is going to happen. It's going to change a lot of us. When there is no food, when there is no heat, people will get desperate. We already see the desperation in the United States. A couple of shootings over the weekend, right? One in Oregon, and I think the other one was in Oklahoma. Desperate people. Talking about road rage. How much road rage are you guys seeing? People are on a real short fuse right now. Those are the people you want to stay away from, because those are the people who are absolutely going to be the ones that are going to be more than happy to live on their knees, to turn tail. Oh, you'll give me a loaf of bread? Let me tell you everything I can about my neighbor. We all have them. I've got people like that around me. I know who they are. Okay. In any sort of world fiasco, they'll be the first one to go. I got no problem with that. All right, that's called protecting myself. You're not going to get yourself into the situation. You're going to be placed into the situation where you're going to have to make some extremely hard decisions about what you are willing to do and what you are not going to do. It ain't going to be fun. And this is not an if. This is going to happen, people. Okay? Everybody says, oh, the world's going back to normal. No, it's not. That is not the goal. The World Economic Forum is not a bunch of people for 30 years who have got together and decided, hey, once a year we'll all get together for a ski trip where we can drink champagne. No, okay? They have nefarious ideas. The New World Order, the Hillary Clintons, the rhinos, that whole group, okay? They know what they want to do too. We, patriots, freedom-loving, independent people in any country, know what we need to do too. We don't have the resources they do, or so they think. But one thing we do have that they will never have is the numbers and the heart. Our hearts, freedom-loving people, all beat and pump bright red. Theirs are all black. There's a real good thing that's going to happen that hopefully our grandchildren will be around to see. The world will get back to normal, if you will. We will go back to independent nations and traditions and history. But since the beginning of time, guys, war has been a part of life in the world. It's just our turn. Pinball out.